Ahoy at Christmas.
Welcome to the Christmas film episode of Bottom of the Stream.
Welcome.
I am Adam, and that is Nick.
Yes, it is.
Jolly Saint Nick. How are you, Nick?
I'm festive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You getting all Christmassy?
Yes.
You ready for it?
No, well, almost. I think I'm waiting for one more present to arrive.
That's not bad. I think I'm done now.
From Santa.
I've even wrapped some.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm all good. That you asked.
Are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah, I think so. I'm ready to finish work. I know that much.
Me too.
But I'm looking forward to tonight. I think this is going to be a fun episode.
I'm really excited to talk about this movie.
I love a Christmas film, in inverted commas. What have you been up to this week?
Doing a lot of podcasting.
Yeah.
Well, more than usual. We talked about our plans over Christmas,
We
didn't
did, yeah, we
Should
mentioned
we
it this
outline them again?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this episode that you're listening to now is already out.
Yeah.
As it is Christmas week.
Yes, it is. It's Christmas on Friday.
You will not get an episode next Monday.
No.
But you will get one on Christmas Day instead.
Woohoo. Which is Friday.
Yeah.
This Friday coming.
Exactly.
2 in a week.
And we will be welcoming back the inimitable Jordan and Harrison from Grief Burrito.
Good word. What does it mean?
You can't imitate them.
Oh. You can't. That is true. They are, what was it? Unimitable.
Inimitable.
Inimitable. Inimitable.
Or whatever you said. But I know we sort of said that last week on the show, but I don't think we said what we were...
No, we didn't.
What we were discussing.
Because we were going to keep it a surprise.
So should we keep it a surprise, or are we going to
mention it? There's no point,
because
because they mentioned it on their show this week.
Oh, did they?
They blew our cover. So yeah, you can feel free to mention it if you want.
So last year, we had them on. We did a Christmas special.
Yeah.
And it was our top 10 favourite films.
Yes.
This year, we thought we'll do top 5.
Yeah, because last year's was massive.
It was like over 2 hours. And we've done top 5, bottom 5?
Top 5 worst films.
Worst films.
Worst films we've ever seen.
Yeah.
In order.
Sure.
Should we reveal that we've already recorded it?
Yeah, why not?
We already recorded it, and it was so much fun, and it's going to be a brilliant episode. So, yeah, check it out. I've not edited it yet, but I'm looking forward to that challenge. I love a 4-mic edit.
I'm just glad we took it down to top 5, because
me too.
It's still
2
ended
hours
up
long.
2 hours long. So
we'd have had a 4-hour epic if we'd have gone top 10. But no, it was fun times. I love recording with those guys. I love those guys to bits.
So look out for that on Christmas Day. And
Christmas Day will be there in your stocking when you wake up Christmas morning.
Yeah, you can listen to it while you're opening your presents. But probably, no, actually not if there's kids around.
Yeah, don't listen if there's kids around.
No.
Jordan and Harrison are on it.
Yeah. I think you were the sweariest.
Probably. I did get quite ranty at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
We like teasing.
Christmas rant.
I love a Christmas rant.
Fine. Yeah, listen to that. Listen to that.
It's coming on Friday. There's not an episode next Monday. So whatever film comes out this week, you've got 2 weeks to watch it over Christmas.
Cool. What else have I done? Yeah, it's just all that Christmas prep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Buying food. Overbuying food, probably.
Yeah.
Staying at home and watching movies.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I've watched a lot of Christmas movies.
Have you?
Like, I couldn't tell you what any of them were. Because they're quite interchangeable.
Like, they're all the same, aren't they?
Wow. I mean, we'll talk about this one. But... There's
one's very different.
So many on Netflix, which are just the Christmas Miracle, the Christmas Prince, and they're all these like small town, big city girl or boy goes back to small town, and
a Christmas Miracle happens.
So interchangeable, it's unbelievable. My wife just mainlines them.
She just eats them up. I can imagine that actually. She's very festive.
Yeah, but they're all the same.
Yeah, they are all the same.
But
she's into cop shows, and they're all the same as well. She just likes repetitiveness.
Not necessarily.
No, they are.
No.
Yeah.
But even the way that they look in these, you're
right. I know exactly.
It's just like insert random jock and blonde lady.
Nobody does anything different with them anymore, do they?
Well,
that's not true. As we'll get to later on in the episode.
How about you? Anything interesting happened?
No, I've got to have glasses.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I'll be so dapper.
I will look so sexy. So I've got to pick them up on Saturday. So
you've chosen them already?
I've chosen them, yeah.
Excellent.
I'll already have them by the time this episode comes out, but I haven't got them yet because of time travel.
Send us a picture when you...
I will send you a selfie. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram.
Have you got 1 or 2 pairs?
2 pairs.
A couple? Yeah.
2 pairs. Buy one, get one free.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to what coolness you've gone for?
I've got to wear them for driving, reading, and anytime I'm concentrating.
You won't have to wear them for that.
Pretty much all the time. So yeah, it's good times, fun times. When I was a kid, I really wanted glasses.
Okay.
I remember lying to the optician about what I could see on the chart.
Really?
Because I really wanted them.
Did he suss you?
He must have known. But yeah, and nearly 40 years later, I'm now getting them. So
I've had them since I was about 10.
Yeah, you've always wore them, haven't you?
Like, just again for driving. Not that I was driving when I was 10, but
you must wear these 10-year-old when you're driving.
But yeah, for watching TV and seeing things that are.
You always look sexy in yours.
Thanks.
No problem.
Are you going for a festive beard, or is it just?
What do you mean? Because it's got grey.
No, well, just because it's longer than usual.
It is like I haven't trimmed.
This is not a very good.
I'm considering getting rid.
To talk about on this audio.
I'm considering getting rid over Christmas.
Okay.
I've had it since March now, and I might be getting bored
of it.
Not
continually.
Pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I started at the beginning of lockdown because I just didn't shave.
What, you've never shaved?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've trimmed.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I haven't shaved.
You've not. Yeah, because it's not unkempt.
No, I trim. I brought a trimmer. So, but I'm thinking of losing it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe we'll put a Twitter poll up and see what the people want.
Yeah, you're quite ginger.
It is ginger and grey.
And you've got
it's got like two little fangs of grey.
You've got like a grey
chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Muff.
But I'm not ginger.
No, not at all.
But I've got a very ginger beard. It's hereditary, isn't it?
Yes.
Although my parents aren't ginger either. Okay. My grandma was.
Well, it skips a generation.
Skips a generation. So maybe that's what it is. That's random. How weird. We got anything for this intro? What do we do first? Netflix news?
We can do that.
Let's do Netflix news. Have you got any?
Yes.
Cool. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So, something I'm quite excited about.
Yep.
Because I've never watched this from start to finish.
Okay.
I know several of my friends absolutely rave about it. I've seen quite a bit, but in random order.
Right.
The Office US is coming back to Netflix UK
is it?
In January.
Excellent. I've never seen it either.
Just as it leaves Netflix in the US.
Yeah.
Where it is basically the most watched show on Netflix.
It is their most watched show. It's been taken back by the people who originally broadcast it.
Yeah, so it's going on to Peacock.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're in the UK or you have ways and means.
I'm in the market for a new sitcom.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll eventually watch it in January.
Have you ever seen much of it?
Never seen an episode.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know why. I just never got to it.
Well, now you've got about 201 to go.
Is that many there is?
Something like that, I think.
Fuck. I always get intimidated by long, big shows. My turn?
Yep.
Mike Flanagan has done a tweet.
Yes.
He's confirmed that filming on Midnight Mass is completed.
Oh, cool.
He says it's been an extraordinary, unprecedented production. And he says that it was the first TV show in production that went back after COVID.
Okay.
But they did it quietly without anybody noticing.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's done. It's wrapped. He's very happy with it. He couldn't be prouder. He says it's the best TV show he's ever worked on.
He directed every single episode, didn't he?
Did, yeah. He's pretty much been there. His missus is the main character this time as well. And it's really exciting. It's actually linked to this show as well.
Yep.
Because of its ties to Hush, which won season 2 of Bottom of the Stream.
It did.
So yeah, it's exciting. It doesn't have a release date yet. 83 shooting days with no interruptions apparently.
Yeah, it was. So Midnight Mass was the. Let's just remind me. Was it the book written by the lead character in Hush?
Was it written or she was reading it? I think.
Yeah.
Or was she reading her copy of it?
Yeah, because she was writing a book, wasn't she?
She was right. She was an authoress.
Yeah.
Author.
Yeah.
Author. She was an author. She was definitely reading it, but it might have been something that she'd previously written.
Possibly, yeah.
So it's tied into Flanagan's universe.
Yeah.
Does he have he has a universe.
he's
Everybody has a universe. And yeah, I don't know a lot about what it's about. He says it's his dream project.
Cool.
He also says that he wasn't going to do any more TV after The Haunting of Hill House. And he's now done 2 since. So he's changed his mind, obviously.
I don't know how presumably he was quite I can't talk. Quite hands-on with Bly Manor, but he certainly wasn't directing every episode.
No, he didn't direct every episode of it. No, yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. He's put that out. I'm looking forward to that. I love Flanagan.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what he's come up with again. Do you want to have a go?
I'll have a go. So this is a drop soon.
Okay.
Sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
I don't believe a date's been announced. We're getting a Netflix mockumentary about the year 2020.
Oh, wow.
And it's from Charlie Brooker.
Oh, really?
And there's a trailer out there. You should check it out if you've not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
No one quite seems to know if it's officially a Black Mirror episode or not.
I'd imagine that's exactly what... Maybe this whole year's been a Black Mirror episode.
Because it seems like he's taking a bit from Black Mirror and a bit from like the screen wipe stuff he used to do.
Yeah.
Like review of the year. and he's putting this together.
Interesting.
Do you know who's in it?
No.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Really?
Hugh Grant.
Wow.
Lisa Kudrow.
Wow. Big names.
Tracy Ullman.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a bit under the shroud of secrecy, and it's going to drop on Netflix at some point in the next couple of weeks.
Imagine if we've all been living in a Black Mirror episode for the last year. Because he likes to go meta with it, doesn't he? Maybe he's got uber meta.
Yeah, we'll see.
None of this is real.
So keep your eyes open for that.
That is exciting. I love I love Black Mirror. It's a great show. There are some shit episodes of it, but the majority of it's good. Good. I'm excited.
Cool.
Netflix have commissioned 7 British TV shows over the last week.
Jolly good. So I was trying to be really British then. I think I might have been less British than normal.
The headline grabbing one is that Rowan Atkinson will star in one.
Okay.
Which is a TV show called Man vs. Bee.
Right.
Which is a comedy that he has co-created for the streaming giant and tells the story of a man who finds himself at war with a bee whilst house-sitting in a mansion.
Right. My instant reaction...
Yeah.
That just sounds like an episode of Mr. Bean.
It really does.
Without them putting the label of Mr. Bean on it.
Correct.
Could it be an episode of Mr. Bean and there's some legal things to work through?
Possibly. It's a series, though. It's not just one episode.
Yeah, but that's not... The whole series isn't going to be Man vs. Bee, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cool. How this is reading, yeah.
Do you remember the movie Mouse Hunt?
Yes.
I think it's like that, but stretched over a series.
First thing I thought of was the episode of Breaking Bad where it's just Walter and the Fly.
The Fly.
I thought it was just going to be exactly like that, but... Maybe, who knows? It's interesting.
Man versus Bee. Maybe they'll compete in like a series of sporting challenges or something.
Do you remember Man versus Beast?
Yeah.
That used to be on Channel 4 at night, didn't it? It was like a man races a giraffe and that sort of thing. Maybe it's that. Who can sting the most people?
Maybe. You could rule it out.
It's exciting. I love Rowan Atkinson, so it could be interesting. Although he has done some shit as well. Another one is... from Sam Mendes has got a show coming.
Sure.
It's a football comedy called The Red Zone. How it's British, I have no idea, but apparently it is.
I know a bit about this. So it's written by a couple of journalists.
Yeah.
Like from The Guardian.
Barney Ronay and Jonathan Liu.
Yeah. Who are quite sort of serious sporting journos type people.
Imagining that's not a comedy with Rowan Atkinson then.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. There's another one called The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which is being adapted for television. That is a murder mystery set within the grounds of a country estate.
Lovely. That sounds very British.
There's a comedy based on a one-man show by sex education writer Richard Gadd called A Baby Reindeer. That's also been commissioned, and he will star. There's a show called Cuckoo Song, which is coming, which sounds really interesting, actually. The synopsis says, Cuckoo Song will tell the story of 2 sisters, one human, one monster, who will have to work together to help their grief-stricken family.
Oh, sweet.
That's sweet. Yeah, so...
that sounds a bit different.
Human and a monster. There's a show called Half Bad coming. That's written by Joey Barton, not the footballer, and Andy Serkis.
Okay, cool.
Are working together on that, and that tells the story of a 16-year-old son of the world's most feared witch, and is based on a trilogy of books of the same name by Sally Green. The final one is called Lockwood and Co., and that is a series about gifted teenage ghost hunters, coming from Joe Cornish.
Oh, right, okay.
He's the writer and lead director. So far, no release dates have been confirmed for any of the above shows.
Good. That's quite a full plate.
Good shit coming to Netflix. I'm excited. Got anything else?
Yeah, I got one more, but I don't think I really want to mention it, to be honest, because I've just got no time for it. So, because it involves our absolutely ridiculous joke of a government again pushing Netflix to put a disclaimer in front of the Crown.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Came back up into the news today, I think it was.
That's all right.
And it's just like,
how stupid do they think people in this country are?
Yeah, gloss over it.
Yeah,
don't need it.
We know it's not real. You don't put a disclaimer in front of every TV show, do you?
No,
that's bullshit. I'm dead against that. My last bit of news is something. It's only something that's coming soon. Disenchantment's coming back.
Yep.
Which is the animated
Matt Groening
show about princesses and goblins and elves and stuff. It's not called Seasons. It's called Part 3.
Yeah, this happens a couple of times. So I think, I'm not exactly sure when, but shortly, the new release of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is coming out.
Right.
And it's the last set.
Right.
And they're not in seasons either. So it's again, that's part 4.
Oh, really?
And it's but it is a set of episodes.
Yeah, this is as well. Disenchantment's really good. Have you seen any?
I've seen a couple. Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
I do want to go back to it.
It's coming on January the 15th, part 3.
Excellent.
I don't know how many episodes it is, but it is coming. That's all my news done.
Yeah, I'm newsed out.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream? I don't know why. I don't know what to do with my arms. I can't get comfortable.
It's like Ricky Bobby.
Niche reference.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was quite a big movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's quite old now.
Yeah. I watched a couple of things, yeah. Shall I start with the festive one?
Yep.
I've watched both episodes, of which I was only disappointed there was only 2 episodes, of the holiday movies that made us.
It was also on my list. I've also watched them both.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I loved it. I thought it was really good.
I thought the Elf episode was fascinating.
I was much expecting the other one to be the better one.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas one. But the Elf one was brilliant.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
I had no idea how difficult it was for them to get that made.
No. Literally every hurdle was against them, wasn't it? It was crazy.
I had no idea of that story.
No.
And it was absolutely fascinating.
It was really interesting. 'Cause the fact, I didn't realise it was like the birth of Will Ferrell. It was like, that's what made him a movie star.
Yeah, well, they said, didn't they? You know, they were there was hurdle after hurdle, and then doors suddenly sort of opened up.
Yeah.
Partway through filming because
Old School.
Old School had come out, and he was suddenly hot property.
Yeah.
So yeah, the studio wanted to get their hands on Elf and make some changes, and I felt a bit bad for. Oh no, I can't say that. That's a spoiler for our Christmas episode. We dissed someone who's involved in Elf.
We did. That is true.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Totally recommend them.
Yeah,
both
completely.
of them.
All of those series are really good.
Yeah.
All the made us.
The Nightmare Before Christmas episode was still very good, but I was pretty familiar with that story.
Yeah, I think it's not a hidden story, that one. I was surprised how hands off Tim Burton was. I knew he wasn't like involved day to day, but the fact that he was never there.
Yeah,
I found really interesting.
I knew there was considerable tension between him and Henry Selick.
I think everybody knows that. It's just I didn't realise he was just like he only ever visited set like 3 times.
Yeah. I didn't realise what the reason was. The reason being he was knee deep in Batman Returns.
Yeah, exactly. No, they are both really interesting episodes. I could have done with more of them.
Yeah, because 2. Why 2? Give us
at least make 3.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something to do with...
It's got to be an even number.
I wonder if it's something to do with this year and it's just been more difficult to make them. Don't know, but yeah, all the things that made us series is.
Yeah.
Series is.
Well, they had changed the voiceover.
Yeah, it was a
person.
Female now, wasn't it?
Yeah, I should have checked out who it was.
Yeah,
it was still good, but I just noticed it wasn't Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, agreed.
No. But then he voiceovers pretty much everything. So
yeah. No, they are really good. Really worth watching. I really enjoyed them both as well. Anything else?
I've watched a lot more Rick and Morty. I've really got into it now.
Oh, have you? You've properly gone for it.
I'm like halfway through season 3 now.
Oh, wow. You have flew through it.
Yeah. Watched quite a few the other night.
It's amazing.
I know I'm years behind.
Literally. I came into Rick and Morty later, though, as well. I didn't start till like season 3.
Yeah.
And then just binged through it all.
That Pickle Rick episode.
It's the best one.
So good.
It's the best one by far.
So good.
Anything else? Or are you done?
Well, apart from, I already mentioned the random, unmemorable Christmas movies that seem to be permanently on in the background at the minute. But that's about it for me.
I watched a show that we mentioned a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Called the Netflix After Party.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like a roundup of the year of Netflix.
Yeah.
Hosted by David Spade and 2 females.
Okay.
His names escape me. It was on for an hour.
Yeah.
I gave it 15 minutes. It's fucking garbage.
David Spade.
He's just not funny. And
so what did they do? What did they talk about?
So he starts off, he comes out on stage. They've got a studio audience.
Yeah.
There's probably about 10 people there because of social distancing, whatever.
Yeah.
He does a stand-up routine. It's like an American chat show. So they'll come out, do a stand-up routine for a few minutes, then go and get some guests on.
Yeah.
So he did this stand-up routine at the beginning. Got no laughs whatsoever because it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
He introduced 2 ladies. I don't know who they are. I apologise. One was a British lady and one was a big lesbian. Can I say that? I've said it now. And they were just up his arse and making him sound like he was a lot funnier than he was.
Oh, okay.
Then they interviewed Rick from Tiger King, the director guy.
Okay, yes, yeah.
By Zoom. Just made him look like an idiot. Just wasn't funny. Then 2 people came out from Love is Blind, and then I turned it off.
So they're not doing any actual sort of...
No, they're just interviewing people who have been on Netflix this year.
Yeah, but they're not doing actually any critical...
No. It's like an American chat show. It's a chat show. Is all it is. And it's the most American thing. And David Spade's not funny. And he never
thing is, there's so much stuff like that out there already that does. I don't know, they're focused on their own shows. So you have like the post Walking Dead shows and all that, and there was a Breaking Bad one, and they'll have guests on. And I know they're biased towards the show because they're related, but at least it's not stupid. And then you've got stuff like The Soup that does all the clip show stuff. So
why didn't they give it to
why him?
Why him? Why not the dude from Community?
Oh, John McHale.
It should have been his show.
Someone more likeable than David Spade.
Yeah, infinitely more likeable. But yeah, I turned it off. I was like, I thought I'd get some good content for the show, if I'm honest. That's why I watched it. Didn't. Turned it off. I haven't got time for that sort of shit.
Was it just one, or they dropped the whole load?
It's an hour. Okay. They introduced like 9 guests at the beginning. We're going to have this person, this person, this person. I did like 15 minutes. They only had 2. They were just going to fly through the rest of them. No.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, you've not sold it.
No, it wasn't interesting. It wasn't good at all. Is that it?
Yep.
Shall we run through the Netflix top 10 quickly?
Why not?
Why not? Oh, what I did see on YouTube, and it's been on there for a long time.
Hello, yes. What?
I don't know why I found that so funny. I was scrolling through, following the YouTube rabbit hole the other day, as you do. Yeah. And there's a table read for Big Mouth on there.
Oh, cool.
And it's really good. It's like a Zoom one. It's from March. They did it. It's from last season.
Nice.
But I found that, and it's on for like an hour and a half. And I've seen half of it so far. And it's really good. So they're all doing that. Because it's good to see the people behind the characters.
Talking of Elf, there was an Elf table read last week as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I quite enjoy these table reads on YouTube.
It's a good idea. Isn't it?
They're a good idea. The community one's really good.
Yeah, that is good.
I'm quite into it. But yeah, the Big Mouth one's good because you don't realise how many people do the same different characters. Sure. So there's like 20 people there on this Zoom call, but there's only like 4 of them ever doing anything. And then one person, like Richard Kind's there, he does like one line in the whole thing.
I remember seeing a Family Guy one like years and years ago, and that was similar. It's like 25 people around this massive table and 4 people talk.
Anyway, yeah, I just saw that because Big Mouth came up when I went on to the top 10. Number 10 this week is a film. It's called Blackwater Abyss. It's new from 2020.
Yes, I've seen the thumbnail pop up. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, I've seen that.
No.
While exploring a cave system in northern Australia, 5 friends find themselves fighting to survive rising water levels and a murderous creature.
It's also 2 films put together.
It is, yeah. It very much is. It says murderous creature. The poster is of a crocodile, so I'm assuming that's what it is.
Australia.
Saltwater crocodile. Yeah, probably a crocodile.
It's not going to be a kangaroo, is it?
No. Not in the sea. You seem to have had an effect on the number 9 spot as Rick and Morty is there.
Excellent.
Number 8 is Bumblebee.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either, and Ross Cook messaged us both in the week and told us to watch it, didn't he? Yeah. Because he said it's...
No, I've heard
really good things.
For a Transformers film, it's really enjoyable.
For a Transformers film. I'm going to watch it over Christmas. I'm going to pledge that now.
I may do as well. Yeah.
I'm going to pledge that now, because it does look good. And I don't mind the Transformers films, to be honest.
Really?
No, some of them are shit.
I only watched the first 2. Fair, I never went back.
I don't mind them. Number 7 is The Queen's Gambit, which must be breaking all sorts of records.
I am also going to commit to getting to that over
to
Christmas.
That must be all sorts of records now. That's been out since October, and it's still in the top 7. A California Christmas is at number 6, which is a film, one of these films that you have been watching, I imagine.
I might have seen it in the background. I'm not sure.
With his carefree lifestyle on the line, a wealthy charmer poses as a ranch hand to get a hard-working farmer to sell her family's land before Christmas. I don't recognise anybody who's in it. Posters like
you won't. They all look the same.
The poster's like the most schmaltzy thing I've ever seen. Look at this poster.
Yeah,
it's got like a Microsoft Word border on it. Number 5 is The Grinch. That's been in the top 10 for quite a while now. Number 4 is The Crown. Still in there.
Hanging
still
around.
In the top 5. Number 3 is a film called Tiny Pretty Things. It's a TV show called Tiny Pretty Things. Any ideas what that is?
No.
Not me.
It's not in my frame of reference, I don't think.
When an attack brings down the star student at an elite ballet school, her replacement enters a world of lies, betrayal, and cutthroat competition.
That's definitely... When that's discovered, that will definitely be on in my house.
It looks quite raunchy. It's a 15.
Oh.
So there are 10 episodes. Number 2 is another film called Hard Kill. A lot of people are watching films this time of year. It's called Hard Kill.
Hard Kill? That sounds just like a Van Damme or Seagal type thing.
Keep going.
Chuck Norris.
No. Go a little bit younger. Less hair.
Cage.
No. Christmas. Christmas Hard Man.
Christmas Hard Man?
Yeah.
Santa?
It's a film starring Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay, right.
When a billionaire hires a team of mercenaries for protection, they soon realise world-changing technology and his daughter's life are also at stake.
Okay.
Jesse Metcalfe and Bruce Willis star. Number 2. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Quite a lot? Quite high.
It could be much higher.
My brain's not there at the minute. It could be one place higher, but that spot is being held by The Ripper, which is Netflix's limited documentary series about the Yorkshire Ripper, Peter Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
In the late 1970s, British police struggled to identify, let alone capture, the serial killer known throughout the world as the Yorkshire Ripper. I'm going to watch that because I find things like that quite interesting, if I'm honest. And I didn't realise it was out. And I've been dying to watch something all week because there's been nothing on. Netflix at the minute is not appealing to me. There's not a lot about. I'm not watching it like a TV. I haven't got a TV show on the go at the minute.
Completed it.
Completed Netflix, so The Ripper's for me. Right, we've been waffling. Shall we talk about this week's film?
Let's get festive.
Let's do it. So, this week we watched a film called Pottersville. It came out of the Christmas randomizer last week.
Sure did.
It's from 2017. It's a 12. It runs for 1 hour and 24 minutes. Currently rated at 5.4 on IMDb.
Okay.
Stars a guy called Michael Shannon, who plays the main character of Maynard. Michael Shannon's got 2 Oscar nominations.
Has he?
Yes, never won one. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Revolutionary Road in 2008.
Is that Kate Winslet?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And then 8 years later was nominated for Nocturnal Animals in 2016. Okay. Not seen either of them, to be honest. More recently, you'll know him from Knives Out.
Yes.
The Shape of Water, which is a great film, and he's amazing in that. Probably most famous for Boardwalk Empire. He was like the bad guy in that, wasn't he, for a while? Also stars Judy Greer as a character called Parker. Most famous, probably, she's in the Ant-Man films.
Yes, she always pops into my head most from Arrested Development.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly probably most mainstream roles probably.
She also plays Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the new Halloween films.
Oh, okay.
So, and she's in Jurassic World as well.
Yeah.
So she's in big name films. Talking of big names, Ron Pearlman is also in this film.
I couldn't believe the cast of this movie. I'm just going to put that
the
out
cast
there
of this
right
movie.
now.
When you find out what this movie's about, the cast is incredible. Ron Pearlman plays a guy called Jack, who's the sheriff.
He is the sheriff, yeah.
Because he only ever plays sheriffs or policemen. Most famous, obviously, for Hellboy. Also was in Sons of Anarchy for quite a long time. I think he was the guy who had the Sons of Anarchy.
They were all his sons.
They were all his sons.
He was Anarchy.
He was. I think he dies quite early in it.
I've never seen it.
I've seen the first season. I didn't get into it. I get a lot of shit for it. Directed by Seth Henrikson, this is his first and so far only film.
Okay. And
written by a guy called Daniel Mayer. And again, never done anything before or since, film-wise. Do you have a one-word review of Pottersville?
I mean, I've got to go. It's not big, it's not clever. I've got to go with furry.
Yeah, you have. I knew you were going to, and you definitely have got to.
You've just got to.
You have. you can't not go for it. If one word review of this film is furry.
Yeah.
Everything about it is furry. Is this a Christmas film? I'm gonna go straight in with that question. So this is our Christmas episode, and we put this into the Christmas randomizer. And I don't think we got a Christmas film out of our Christmas.
It's Christmas time.
It's set at Christmas.
Yeah, and it's about.
There is no impact from that.
No, but it's about forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's about goodwill to all men, isn't it?
So
there's themes in there.
There are themes in there, and the soundtrack is uber Christmas.
It's way over the top. Like,
this isn't a Christmas film. Christmas isn't even mentioned until.
It doesn't have to be a Christmas film.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying it isn't a Christmas film.
Yeah,
Christmas isn't even mentioned until like the last 10 minutes of the film. But it has got the most Christmassy soundtrack.
If you check out I know that they changed quite a lot, but it definitely was the thumbnail on Netflix, and I think it might be quite prominent on the artwork.
Yeah,
that Michael Shannon's front and center with a terribly photoshopped Santa hat on.
Yeah,
never wears a Santa.
Never wears a Santa. There's no Santa in this whole film. No. It snows. That's as much as you're getting.
I'll start with that then. I'll start with the title sequence because it's some of the worst CGI snow.
It should be one of the easiest things to CG.
Yeah, it's off to a weird start.
Yeah,
and it just gets a bit weirder.
This is going to be a forerunner for most batshit crazy. at the Botscars at the end of this season.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's so messy. It's all over the place. It's sweet and innocent, yet some of its subject matter is more adult. Yeah, it's only rated as a 12.
Yeah.
There's loads to unpick here.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. I'm really excited for it. The film starts with some Christmas music, and it's snowing. Well, though it isn't, but it is. We get like a montage over the running through the town, showing us the town that this film's going to be set in, which I assume is Pottersville.
Sure.
And it's a bit run down. It's a bit bleak.
There's a lot of abandoned or for sale buildings.
Yeah. It looks like it's set at the end of 2020.
Yeah.
It's bad times. We meet Maynard for the first time. This is Michael Shannon's character, and he runs the general store in town, and he's heading there, and he opens up, and there's literally, it's like he's opening a shop in a ghost town. There's nobody anywhere near him.
This is, would you say, is it fair to say, it's sort of almost picture postcard, small American town, isn't it?
Yeah.
As in,
it's snowing.
Sort of left in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah. There's one like high street with nothing else around.
And you say it's obviously because of some of the subject matter, it's more modern. Yeah. It's set current.
Yes, definitely.
But it's got that sort of
some of the technology is quite old. The TVs
50s, 60s aesthetic to it because, and we'll mention this more than once, it draws a great deal of influence from It's a Wonderful Life.
It does. Well, even Pottersville was the name of the town in where It's Wonderful Life.
Yeah, the alternate
town. Yeah. Maynard gets to his store. He starts clearing the snow from the entrance to his store. Realizes that's not going to take him much time, so he actually does the whole street.
Yeah,
but just to kill some time because there's literally nobody there. The town's completely deserted. He does get some customers though. A lady and her son come in. They do some shopping. He charges them $49. I think.
And this is proper like old school mom and pop store, isn't it? Yeah. So he's bagging it in the paper bags himself.
He's got like an old fashioned till, hasn't he? With the things that shoot up. She can't afford the shopping because the mill's been closed down. That's what we find out at this point. The town's built around a mill, and the mill is no longer working. So he says, it's okay, I'll put it on your tab. And so he gets his book out and fills in his tab.
Yeah, writes in the journal.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy. And then Lovejoy comes in.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Ian McShane is in this.
I've written in my notes, Lovejoy enters. He plays a character called Bart. I don't think he'll be known as Lovejoy in America.
No.
He's been in loads of stuff, hasn't he? Probably. What's that show that he's in that was really big?
Deadwood.
That's probably what he's most famous for.
So over here for our non-UK listeners, he was in a Sunday night drama where he played an rogue antiques dealer
called Lovejoy.
Yeah,
probably in the 80s.
Oh yeah, it was all like rolled up leather jacket sleeves and
80s
high waisted denim, wasn't it?
And no matter what he's done since, this man could win every Oscar for the next 20 years, and he will always be Lovejoy to everybody in the UK, even people who are too young to know what it is. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. Anyway, he plays a character called Bart, and he's got some meat for sale.
Do you want to know what my notes say?
Yep.
Lovejoy arrives.
Mine says Lovejoy enters. He's trying to sell some meat to Maynard because he's like the local hunter. He goes out into the woods at night and hunts. Did he buy some elk steaks?
Yeah, he says, I've got. He's just trying to sell.
To flog what his stuff's caught.
But, yeah.
Flog what he's hunting.
And Maynard buys some elk steaks.
Yeah, he says, my life loves these. My wife loves these elk steaks. I'll take some home for a surprise.
Yeah, and Maynard. Did you say Judy Greer's character is called Parker?
Parker.
I couldn't pick up her name all the way through this.
Really?
Yeah,
I get that sometimes.
And Maynard talks to her and says, "Actually, I'm going to knock off early tonight."
Yeah, because she works there as well. She runs like a cafe bit on the other side. It's a big store, isn't it? He calls her Park all the way through. That's maybe why you didn't pick it up.
Yeah. So this is a guy who lives to work. Yeah. He's there all hours. He says, "No, I'm going to leave early. I've got these steaks. I'm going to." He takes some flowers home, doesn't he? I'm going to treat my wife.
Yeah. So Parker agrees to close the store. She's like, yeah, I'll close it up for you, no problem. So he heads home. He gets home, he puts the steak in the fridge, takes the flowers, and he can hear some noises upstairs.
Uh-oh.
Never a good sign in a film. And he comes across as a bit of an idiot at this point because he's walking up the stairs and he can hear a dog barking.
Yeah.
And it's clearly a person barking like a dog.
Yes, people making animal noises.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, maybe she's brought a puppy.
Yeah.
And he got really excited and ran to the bedroom door. And you're like, oh no, he's going to catch his wife having sex with someone. But he doesn't.
No.
What does he find?
So he walks into the marital bedroom, and his wife is there.
Yeah, she
and
is.
Another man is there.
Yeah.
And they are having a cuddle.
Yeah, they're rubbing themselves up each other. That's what they do.
But his wife is dressed head to toe in a bunny costume.
Yeah.
And the man is dressed head to toe in a wolf costume.
Or is it a squirrel?
And we're not talking like, cheap, homemade bit of makeup.
No.
Full on like sports team mascots.
Yeah.
Full on furries.
Full on furries. This film's about furries.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas film about furries.
Kind of about furries.
Yeah, it's not really about them. I was talking to Jordan from Grief Burrito after we finished recording the episode last night. And I said to him, this film is like Grief Burrito, the movie. Because it's got furries in it, which they're obsessed with. And it's got a cryptid in it, which they're obsessed with. It's like Harrison Wilde's gone. If Harrison Wilde was ever going to write a film, this is the film that he would write. His wife's a furry, he finds out at this point. And so is Ron Perlman.
Yeah, because they unmask.
Yeah.
And it's only the sheriff.
Yeah, one of his best mates, who is dressed as a wolf, but he keeps calling him a squirrel, and it really made me laugh. Yeah. He was like, why are you dressed as a squirrel? He's like, I'm a wolf. And he got really angry about it.
It's clearly
a wolf. He's just trying to wind him up.
Well, you don't know this. Is he? Or is Maynard just... Because so far he's just been portrayed as the most naive guy in the world.
But he's not, though, is he?
The
more we learn about him, he isn't like that. So...
And his wife's first words to him are basically, I think we need some time apart.
Yeah. And Jack says to him, you can't tell anybody about this. I'm the sheriff of this town.
Yeah, and Jack the sheriff is actually the more apologetic one.
They're both adamant they're not having sex. They're not having an affair.
Maynard's wife doesn't really offer that up. It's Jack who says, we're not having sex. This is something I wouldn't do that.
It's a club. We're part of a club.
Yeah.
He says, I wouldn't do that to you. We're not doing anything like that. But so they both leave. Jack leaves. Maynard leaves eventually.
Yeah, goes back in this little van.
Goes back in his little... He's got a little split-screen camper van, hasn't he? And eventually, later that night, he goes back to the store and he's drunk, smashed, wasted.
Yes, because as well as the elk steaks, Bart left him a...
bottle of moonshine. Yeah.
So Maynard has consumed most of this. So he sort of wanders back into the store. Parker's just locking up.
Yeah, she's still there. She's locking up.
And Maynard is foxed out of his tree.
He really is. They have a bit of a chat. Parker's like trying to sort him out.
What's going on?
Take him home, that sort of thing.
Get you back to your wife.
Eventually, he comes clean that Connie's left him, and he wants to stay in the store. She wants to take him home. He's like, I haven't got a home. I can't go anywhere. I'm going to stay here tonight.
Yeah, and she does. Judy Greer does some quite good acting. Yeah. She's probably maybe the highlight of this film because
she's really good in it.
She's the straight woman.
Yeah. She's the most normal person in it.
Yeah. She's the one who's kind of holding it together, to be honest.
There was a point where just before she leaves, he says to her, are you in the furry sex club? Yeah. She's like, obviously she's got no fucking clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, she just goes, but I am going to
go now. Yeah. She got a little bit offended by it. So we left with Maynard in the store on his own, and he's kind of looking around, and randomly there's a gorilla costume hanging up. He sort
of passes out for a bit.
Yeah, he does, and then he wakes up. It's not a gorilla costume, it's a
camo gear.
Camo gear, like a hunter's gear. And he's like, I'll be a furry. In his drunken state, he's like, I'll be a furry. So he puts it on. He finds a box of Halloween masks, and he finds a gorilla mask. Yeah. So he puts this gorilla mask on, and he leaves the store.
Yeah, he goes off into the night. Now I think I'm watching The Mighty Boosh or something.
It really did.
We've just took a total left turn.
And then he wakes up the next morning.
Yeah.
He's asleep in the back of the shop. Parker comes in, accidentally wakes him up. And it sounds like there's people out in the store, which is a first. And there are, because when he kind of gets himself together, gets outside, or goes out into the store, and they're all gathered around a TV.
Yeah, so they've all, we've mentioned there's this cafe part, and it's bustling with people.
Packed.
And yeah, as you say, they're all sort of drawn around a couple of TVs that are in the shop.
Yeah.
And because we've not seen one for at least a week in a film we've watched, we're watching a news report.
Yes. On the oldest TV in the world. It's an 80s TV. This was what made me question where the film was there.
Yeah.
When the film was there. It is modern day. They've just got a really old TV.
Yeah, the whole design aesthetic of it is, like I say, it's supposed to evoke that small town 50s kind of style.
So what's the news report telling us?
Bigfoot's been seen.
Yeah, in the town.
By multiple people.
There's multiple sightings of the Bigfoot. And you can see Maynard's heart just sinks as he's hearing this news story. and he starts having like flashbacks of the night before. He's kind of you see him like screaming at people's windows and running through the streets and
jumping out on people.
And this town have completely brought the fact that there's a Bigfoot in the town.
Yeah, this bit really made me laugh as well. They interview an old couple.
Yeah,
and they're like, he stopped in our garden and he took a drink out of the fountain, but it's one of those pissing little boys.
Yeah.
And he's like, he drank the little boy's piss. That really made me laugh.
It was funny. So he sneaks off back to his office and he packs the costume away so nobody finds it.
And he's really, you can see straight away he's guilty. Like, he feels guilty. Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck, I've caused a mess here. Yeah. I need to go and
own up to it.
Tell Jack what's happened.
So he heads over to Jack's office.
Yeah.
Jack reaffirms to the point, he's like, I'm not having an affair with your wife. It's just about the costumes, is what he says.
Yeah, man, I was like, I'm not
what I'm here for. I'm not.
Yeah, I need a couple of minutes. I've got to show you this.
I've got to show you this. He wants to show him the costume to say, look, because the police station's bustling as well. The phones are ringing off the hook. The lady policeman, who is Ron Perlman's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, good fact.
She was like answering about 4 phones at once. The office, Jack's office phone's ringing. So Jack doesn't have time to talk to him because he gets an offer from like a TV company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he leaves. So he doesn't tell Jack anything. He doesn't tell anybody anything. And as he's walking back from the police station, 2 younger guys approach him. And obviously they know that he's the guy who runs the general store.
Sure.
And they want to start a small business selling Bigfoot merch in his shop.
Yeah, they say we've already got tea towels, little figures, and
can we sell them in your store? And he's like,
he's not really listening, is he?
He's not listening. He's completely distracted.
Whatever.
His life's very much took a wrong turn in the last 24 hours. And he bumps into his wife at this point, and she's like really excited because of the Bigfoot, and she's like trying to get on TV, and she's all excited about it. And that's when
she's not bothered. She doesn't want to talk.
She's not interested in talking to him.
Yeah. Or about the events of last night. She's like, this is so exciting.
This is more important. This is like going to bring the town back together. And you can see at that point that his brain starts ticking over, like, this might not be such a bad thing for the town.
Sure.
So he goes back to his shop. And it's nighttime again now. And he gets into his costume again.
Yeah, so he basically practices Bigfoot, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then we get a montage, which I think lasts quite a long time during this film because some time passes during this montage because an industry starts growing in the town of Bigfoot sighted. There's tour buses,
merchandise,
merch. There's all sorts going on, and the town is suddenly booming again because of this. And he's going out every night, and he's clearly a man in a costume.
Yeah, and there's even part of the montage is him running around. Him running around. At one point, he sort of jumps up in front of like a living room window.
Yeah,
and the kids are like, "Oh, there's our Bigfoot," and it's like the whole town is complicit in this because they obviously can't really believe it's real.
But the film makes out that they do believe it.
Exactly, because they've got this naivety to them as well.
It's because it's Christmas. It's Christmas naivety.
I think you're just saying nativity wrong.
It's a Christmas naivety play. And then a helicopter lands.
Yeah, sure
to come out of this montage, and a man with a terrible Australian accent shows up.
Yeah.
I think his name's Brock, but he had a cool surname.
Oh, really? Because I thought his name was Brad. I must have just not done names very well.
Just not doing names in this. It's Brock. It's something like Brock Masterman. Can you check it?
Sure, we'll do. I really recognise the guy who played him, but not from anything in particular. Yeah, so he's Brock Masterson.
Masterson, I was close.
Played by Thomas Lennon, who is a familiar face.
Yeah.
He has been in loads of movies.
I really did recognise him.
We're the Millers. I saw that not too long ago.
You did, yeah. Remember you talked about it.
I Love You, Man.
I Love You Too.
Bad Teacher, The Night at the Museum films.
Yeah, all of those.
Loads of stuff.
Yeah. He actually got a Razzie nomination for this film.
Really?
For worst accent.
But that's a joke.
Exactly. I just don't understand why he got it, but he got it.
Well, that's totally gone over the head because the whole point of this character is that he's obviously fake.
Yeah, he's a fake Australian. He's basically an expert on cryptids and Bigfoots and things like that. Bigfoots? Big feet.
Big feet.
What is it? What's the multiple Bigfoots?
Sasquatches?
Sasquatches?
Because he calls it
the Squatch.
The Squatch.
All the way through. It's a Squatch. Yeah, and he's basically an expert.
Flaming Galar.
He's come here to... That's exactly how he sounds.
Yeah.
He's come here to film a TV show because that's what he does. He makes TV shows about Bigfoots and Sasquatches, and he's an expert, or he claims
he's a monster
to be an
hunter.
Expert. He's a monster hunter. And then, so he starts talking to the town. Lots of exaggerated stories come out. Even the female policeman's like, he's the size of a house.
Yeah.
So they decide, between them all, to form a search party. So the whole town goes out into the woods. It's during the day.
They're literally hanging on his every word, aren't they?
They're like, he's like uber famous. Everybody knows who he is. And the whole town goes out into the woods, and eventually somebody finds a dead deer. And Brock is instantly like, yeah, this died from a Sasquatch attack, or a Squatch attack. But Lovejoy's having none of that. Sorry, I've written Lovejoy all the way through. His name's Bart, but I'm going to call him Lovejoy. He's like, that deer has clearly just put his foot in a hole, broke its leg, and died of exposure. Yeah. It's obvious.
There's a hole right there.
There's a hole there with its leg still in it. But Brock's like, no, it's just the way that the Squatch kills people. So...
I think it's just quite a funny bit where
this bit is really funny.
He keeps reshooting the scene.
Because he pops up into the camera, he's like, it's a Squatch attack. Yeah. But he does it about 4 or 5 times, and he makes the crowd react every time.
There was individual bits of this that really I did laugh out loud
a lot
several times in this movie. I've still no idea what to make of it.
We'll come to that at the end. So they head back to the general store because they're going to have a bit of a Q&A session with Brock, I guess.
Basically.
They're asking him questions. He's telling some of his stories. Connie's there, who's Maynard's wife.
Yeah.
And
she's sort of, fluttering her eyelids at him.
She's obsessed with him. And she asks him if he ever dresses up as the animals that he finds. Because she's a fairy.
And he's just like, no, you mentalist. Why would I do that?
And then really randomly, he's like, I'm going to sing you all a song.
Yeah.
He's like, this is dedicated to Nelson Mandela. I was like, what the fuck? That got me. I was crying.
It was funny.
For some reason, he dedicated this song.
There's a song about a Yeti.
About a Yeti. And he
Some knobhead always gets a guitar out.
He never dedicates it to Nelson Mandela. Lovejoy's getting a bit annoyed.
And now we're in full-on parody because he scrapes his nail down the chalkboard.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, now he's turned into Quint from Jaws.
Yeah, he's trying to get everybody's attention.
He's just doing that character now.
Yeah.
And he even says, we've got to catch this thing.
Yeah.
And I can catch it.
I'm the only one who can catch it. And I'll make this town more famous than any one TV show. That's what he says. So he doesn't like Brock. He's took an instant dislike to him. Maynard decides he's going to tell Connie what's happening. So he practices the light. He's sitting in his car, isn't he? And he's practicing talking to her. We think she's there, but she's not. And then whilst he's doing that, he kind of talks himself out of it.
Yeah.
Because he can see the effect this is having on this town. That he loves this town. Yeah. It's his bread and butter. So he goes back and he makes some alterations to his costumes. Then we cut to Brock, and they're now out in the woods in the middle of the night.
Yep.
And him and his crew are filming. And he's a dick. he has a diva tantrum at the lighting guy.
Yeah, don't shine that light in my face. And
Do you know what was really interesting about this bit of the script? Oh. Do you remember Christian Bale's meltdown?
Yes.
It is word for word.
Oh, is it?
The exact same lines.
I didn't know. I didn't realise.
I read it before. It's in the IMDb's trivia, and I read it before I saw the film.
Yeah.
So I was kind of waiting for it, and it is word for word the exact meltdown that Christian Bale had at the lighting guy.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a nice touch, I thought. Yeah, so he basically just shows up that he's a TV diva, but he's also a con man. This is the point where we find out that he's a con man and that the show's completely fake.
Yeah, he sends one of his crew members just off screen to start rustling
wiggling trees,
and snapping twigs and things like that.
But the whole time, Maynard's there in costume, watching from a distance,
a bit
further back. So, and then Brock tries to communicate. He lets out this like wail roar. It's actually quite good. He makes a good sound for it. Maynard reacts to it, and Maynard responds to it. And the guy in the trees is like, shit, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
And Brock's like, shut up, it was definitely you. And eventually Maynard jumps out on Brock, and Brock legs it.
Yeah, they all flee.
Scatters. Cut back to Brock in his hotel room with his assistant.
He's packing. He's
done. Packing. He's out of it. And
I can't deal with this.
He's there with his assistant, and she's like, you can drop the accent now, there's only me here.
Yeah. And
that's when we find out that he is an Australian. The joke went over the heads of the Razzie judges, obviously. Either that or they've just seen the trailer or something.
Maybe.
And his assistant talks him into staying. She's like, look, there's a hunter here. We can use him to make you more famous.
Yeah,
we can
basically,
catch him.
we catch it. You take the glory.
Yeah.
You would never have to do this show again.
Yeah.
You can get any job you want.
Famous.
Yeah.
So they want to use Lovejoy. They go to his house. They go to Bart's house, and they offer him $5,000 to help them. And he's like, I'll do it for 10.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite good. But he's like, if I do this, it's just me and your man, Brock.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. We're going out into the woods until we catch it. We'll be there till we catch it. But Jack's there as well. Jack's the sheriff. He
says, I can't let that happen.
It's got
to be the three of us.
I'm coming with you too. Be the three of us, which Bart agrees to. He's like, that's fine. We're mates. So I have no issue with that.
They roll out, basically, don't they?
Yeah, they go out.
The hunting party leaves.
Yeah. Parker reveals at this point that she's pretty sure that it's somebody who's pretending to do it.
Yeah, her and Maynard talk about, it's got to be a person in a costume.
Yeah. Because Maynard's like, do you believe in all this? And she's like, no, it's obviously a person.
Yeah.
Just like you said
no
earlier,
one will say it.
She's playing the straight man, so she the straight person. Then we come back to Bart, Jack, and Brock, and they've headed out into the woods. They're going to stay there for the night. Then we cut back to Parker and Maynard in the shop, and Parker's like, it's definitely a prankster. And if Bart catches whoever it is, he'll probably murder them.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. That's what he's like. Which makes Maynard think, oh shit, maybe I have pushed this too far. Brock tries the mating call again, and the other two just laugh at him. They're kind of just mocking him, aren't they? As they're sitting around a campfire as he's like trying to communicate with this Bigfoot.
They're asking him a load of hunting questions, and he can't answer any of them. So they've sort of picked him apart straight away.
They know straight away what is going on. And then he tries to sing another song to lure it out.
Yeah,
that must have been so awkward to sit in front of bloody Lovejoy and Ron Pearlman. And just try and sing a song.
Lovejoy and Hellboy.
Lovejoy and Hellboy.
That's a police buddy comedy.
I'm up for it. Let's do it. But Lovejoy's like, look, I'm going to bed. I've laid out a tripwire. I've laid out some bait. If it's coming here, we'll hear it.
Yep.
I'm going to bed. Cut back to the shop. They're just about to close up for the night. And Parker's like, I'll go and get the banking stuff from the office.
Sure.
And she finds the costume.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
Does she tell Maynard?
No. She looks really upset about it as well, though.
Yeah.
She was almost crying.
Yeah.
The fact that... But she knew it wasn't real, so was she just upset that it was Maynard that was doing it?
I think I took from it she was upset because their relationship is growing and he felt that he couldn't tell her.
Yeah, maybe.
That's more of what I took from it. I think she was less bothered about it being him more than the fact he was keeping it secret.
There's a hidden love story with these two.
Yeah.
That I had not picked up on at all.
Oh, it's definitely there from the start.
It is definitely there from the start, because when it comes about at the end, I was like, how the fuck have I missed that? I was like, there's definitely a chemistry between them. Our three hunters are all asleep in the same tent. They're like spooning each other, and something wakes them up, and they all comedy sit up at the same time.
Yeah, tripwire goes.
Yeah.
Basically. And now we've always got a slapstick sequence. Yep. Just inserted in this movie.
Yeah, so they're all three of them like, walking around the camp trying to figure out where the noise came from. Brock hears a noise in the trees. He's got a tranquilizer dart, and he fires it straight into Jack.
Yeah.
Knocks Jack out. Jack knocks him for 6. Next day, again, it stays slapstick because it's the next morning.
Yeah.
Brock's on the phone to his assistant.
He's taking a dump.
He's pooing at the same time, which she calls him out on. And he's like, well, yeah, what do you expect? I need a poo. Bart comes up whilst he's still pooing, says, here's your breakfast, and gives him some like maggots on a stick.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm enjoying every minute of it, but what the fuck's going on? And then we come back to the store, and Maynard's like working in his store at the minute, and the assistant comes in with another member of the crew, and she's done. She's like, we need to leave this town. We need to bin it off. He's not going to find anything. Let's just get out of here. So Maynard's like, well, if I'm going to do something, I need to do it tonight, because they're obviously going to go. And Parker's like, do you want to hang out tonight? Do you want to... She basically asks him out.
Yeah.
And he sacks her off.
Yeah, he says, I can't.
I'm busy tonight. And I've written, she's sad.
Yeah, she was sad.
The guys, Jack and Bart, try and question Brock on what he thinks the Bigfoot is. And he says he thinks it's an alien criminal and Earth is its prison.
Yeah. It's been sent to Earth as its prison sentence. Yeah. Okay, fine.
They hear another noise and the camera cuts away from him. And Parker heads back to the shop because I think she has a change of heart and I think she's going to go back and tell him that she knows.
She knows, yeah. She wants to dissuade Maynard from going out and basically getting himself shot or whatever.
Yeah. But all she finds when she gets there is a note in the typewriter, which we didn't find out what it said. Cut back to our hunters. They're still stumbling through the woods in the middle of the night. And they stumble on what I can only describe as a furry party.
Yeah.
Jack is trying to keep them away because he knows what's going on, because obviously he is one. But it's a party in the woods, full of people dressed up as furry animals.
They're having a rave.
And they're rubbing up against each other. But goes right into the middle of it. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? Jack comes out as a furry at this point too, Bart.
They're not doing any harm.
Yeah.
This is a club.
Bart clears them all. He shoots something into the air and he just clears them all out and then makes them all leave. He's like, you're going to disturb the Bigfoot. And then he goes to bed. He's done for the night. However, Maynard is now in the woods watching them from a distance again. And Bart and Brock kind of track him.
They do, yeah.
And they actually manage to shoot him with a tranquilizer dart. Both of them do. That's kind of the end of where we are. They take him back to it's not the end of the film, but it's the end of the story of the film, I guess.
They don't unveil him there.
No.
They put him in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
And
fully masked up. Don't even look.
You don't get any of this exposition, but it's Brock wanting to perform that in front of an audience, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. So they chuck him in the back of the truck and head back to town. Brock's like standing in the back of his truck, like, I'm going to be famous. I've captured a Bigfoot. But they played it as if he thought it genuinely was a Bigfoot, and he didn't think it was a man in a costume. To which point Parker jumps into the back of his truck, and she's like, "It's not a Bigfoot, it's Maynard."
Yeah.
And she unmasks him like Scooby fucking Doo. And Brock freaks out. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe I've been duped by this town.
Yeah.
I'm going to sue this town. This town will be dead now." And the town are angry at Maynard.
Yeah,
to start with,
you've duped us.
Yeah, including his bunny wife. He's still dressed up as a bunny. All the furries are there, by the way, in town now, all exposing themselves. No, that sounds wrong. All exposing themselves as furries.
Yeah.
They're not all not got their willies out. Cut away to a little bit of time later. Maynard's loaded up his van. His shop's been completely cleared out. He's basically
again. Yeah, he's given up. Like the business of clearly no one's.
Yeah, the town
using
hate
the
him
business
all of a sudden because it was all a hoax, and the town believed it, I guess.
Yeah.
So he's packing up his house. Then he packs up his shop. But Parker calls a town meeting.
Basically, yeah.
And she basically grabs all the people from the town together. She's like, "We can't do this to Maynard. Maynard's the lifeblood of this town."
I don't know why she's left it so long.
No, literally to the point where he's leaving.
Yeah.
She's like, "He's the lifeblood of this town. He loves every single one of you."
Yeah, he says you don't even know how much he sacrificed, and her winning move,
which was really good, I thought,
is that she chucks onto the table this big journal, which we saw at the start, where he was writing
his
tabs in for people.
But everybody knows what this book is because everybody's got a tab with him.
She opens it up and it is completely blank.
Yeah, he's never written anything down in there at all. That kind of,
which. He's really kind, but a terrible businessman.
Yeah, he's obviously got enough money to just give all of his stock away. Meanwhile, Stacey Gutierrez is reporting with Maynard. She's like the journalist.
Yeah.
And she introduces herself
news.
about 4 times, and local news journalist. She's basically got the scoop. She's got the interview with the hoaxer. And we see this from as if it's a live news interview.
It's now Christmas Eve, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it is Christmas Eve now. I should mention this. And he says, "Look, I never meant for any of this to happen. It was an accident. But I saw how happy it made the town and how...
Yeah, sure.
How it changed the town, and so I kept on doing it." And she says to him, "Would you do it again?" He's like, "Yeah, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It rescued this town." And so she goes off air. That's the end of the interview.
And this is the saccharine line, but I thought it was all right. He says, "Hope isn't always realistic, but it makes the world a better place."
Oh, that's a Christmas message.
Yeah,
that is a Christmas message in a film about fairies and Bigfoots. Just as the interview finishes, the whole town turn up to the store. Basically, they've changed their minds. They've had a change of heart.
Yep.
They all love him again. And they all one by one go up to him and they put money on his counter.
Sure.
So he's got this huge pile of money on his counter. His wife comes up to him. Connie turns up. She says, "Look, come home. Let's get back together. Bring that Bigfoot costume with you."
Yeah.
I'm into that. And he hugs her and he whispers in her ear, "Look, you're right. I think we should split up."
Yeah, and she's like...
What?
How dare you speak back to me?
Who do you think you are? Meanwhile, the money's still been put on the counter. Everybody's paying him back what they owe him, basically. He asks Parker out on a date. And I was like, oh. I don't know. I think I was just enjoying it too much. Meanwhile, there's another news story going on in the background of Brock being exposed as a fraud.
Sure.
All of a sudden. Maynard and Parker get together and get a loan.
They do. Go to the bank. And they buy the old mill house. And they turn it into a museum, a Bigfoot museum. Sure do.
And they have their opening day. And they stand in front of it. Everything's successful. The town's back on board again.
Bart drives by.
Gives them a wink. Christmas wink. They have a bit of a kiss. And as they're kissing, they are interrupted by a giant roar.
Yeah, coming out of the woods. And then the film ends. Yeah.
What do you think, Nick?
I have no idea. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's not really a Christmas film.
It's definitely not a Christmas film.
I don't know who it's aimed at.
Me. I know exactly who it's aimed at. It's aimed at me.
It's really scattergun.
Yeah.
But I had a good time.
It's crazy. It's mental. It's a masterpiece. I fucking loved it. Absolutely. It's right on my street. It was just so stupid.
I'm not sure if it's the worst Christmas film I've ever seen or the best Christmas film I've ever seen. It's
not a Christmas film. You could watch it at any time of the year. But that's normally my judge on a Christmas film. Could I watch it in June? I'd watch this in June. I've got no issue with that. Same as I would with Home Alone. It's not a Christmas film. I'd watch it in June.
I can see me watching this again.
Yes.
Like, just
put it on while you're putting your tree up or something over Christmas.
Because
it's so much fun. It's got a real charm to it. It's quite sweet. It's a really random story. It's mental. But the cast carry it so well. All of the cast are really good in it.
I don't know if I'm influenced by, like I said at the start, I've seen so many paint by numbers.
Yeah, maybe. You watch a lot more Christmas films than me, obviously.
Safe.
Yeah.
Boring, by the book Christmas films. Even if I didn't have a good time watching this, I would be giving it points for taking risks.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the performances. It is all over the place. I'm not sure I'd say it is a good film, but it's definitely memorable.
It's like nothing you've ever seen before.
But it's all got all of that dressed up in this schmaltzy
Christmas.
Oh, yes,
the soundtrack. The soundtrack is so Christmas all the way through. There's jingle bells all the way through it. There's music, Christmassy, plinky plunky Christmas music all the way through it.
Yeah,
it's uber Christmas soundtrack over this film about fairies and big feet. I'm going to settle on one of them in a minute.
I don't understand how this cast has got in this.
No, how does this happen?
Yeah,
from a first-time writer, first-time director, how do you attract a cast like that?
Maybe they're a really good salesman.
They must be. Michael Shannon, you've done really well lately. Do you want to pretend to be a Bigfoot in this film about fairies? What? Yes.
I think this will really divide people. Who, if you're watching this, you're either going to go, yeah, I'm going with it. It's weird, but I'm along for the ride.
Yeah.
Or it will just be like, nah.
It's just fun. Just leave your brain at the door. Enjoy it. Don't take it you can't take it too seriously. Why there's furries in it, I've got no idea. It's completely unnecessary.
Well, it's kind of because they fall out with. I know the furries aren't the whole town, but it's quite a few of them. They ostracise Maynard for dressing up and pretending he's someone he's not. When it's trying to point out the hypocrisy. I guess. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I thought you were going to hate this.
I thought you were going to hate it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I said I was again speaking to Jordan last night. I said I'm positive I'm going to rave about this, and Nick's going to.
I thought it'd be the other way around.
That's crazy.
Maybe
we don't know each other as much as we think we do. I love random bullshit, and it's just random bullshit.
I give this, like I say, I give this major kudos for just trying something a bit different.
Just be different.
And it doesn't hang together all the way through.
It makes no sense.
Why it just turns into slapstick for a bit, parodying a bit. You know,
quite a sentimental love story at the end.
Yeah, like I said, clearly at parts just totally rips off It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
The Bart character is just Quint from Jaws, played by Lovejoy. It's such a mishmash of ideas.
Yeah.
It worked for me.
It worked for me as well. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised by that.
I had fun.
It's good fun, and that's all I want from a Christmas film. That's all I want. This isn't a Christmas film, but it's all I want. Do you want to try and turn the tide on it?
Where'd you start?
I don't know.
It's your turn. I did it last week. So
anything you do to it makes it worse. I've been trying to rack my brains on this. I don't think I can make this film any better than it already is. I genuinely don't, because it is so. Well, we had one a while back that was so random that we were like, I can't do anything to that to make it better. I can't remember what it was now. Was it Catfight? I don't think we could do it because.
You wouldn't want to take that uniqueness away. It was kind of what I said, I think.
Yeah, I was exactly the same with this. It's so you can't change the cast because you ain't getting a better cast in a film like this.
I mean, you could have really swung for the fences and gone even more over the top with like Brock.
Yeah, proper.
Like if he's going to be an Australian, just like tan him up, bleach blonde,
cork hats. Alligator
make
under
him
his
Crocodile Dundee. Why not? You've ripped off enough other films in this movie, so
I'd maybe change the soundtrack, maybe take the Christmas soundtrack away from it.
No, but isn't that I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd love to speak to the director and writer, but that is surely a conscious choice to
100%. But as somebody just said to them, make a Christmas film, and they've gone, I'm going to make the most random Christmas film ever. You could just.
It's not been delivered on spec, though, is it?
I don't know. I don't understand what's happened here. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe take Christmas away from it, but I loved this film, and I don't think I can change it. I wouldn't recast any of the parts. I think everybody in it was really good.
No, I really enjoyed the cast.
Maybe give it to a different director, somebody else who would have made it. Different director.
I'd say let's. I'll go with that one. I'll say we'll swing for the fences with the Brock character.
Yeah, just go full out, balls out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. That brings us on to the stream table.
Yeah, tough.
It is tough.
I think.
Do you want me to run through?
Yeah, sure.
So at number 11 is Malevolent, still trailing at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, by far the worst thing we've seen this season.
Yeah. 10 is Life Force. 9 is iBoy. I'm not going to say why this is difficult, but it's difficult. 8 is Results. 7 is Hungerford. 6 is Shimmer Lake. That's last week's film. 5 is Would You Rather. That's from the week before. 4 is The Discovery. 3 is Catfight. And then we've got the 2 wildcards at the top. Lost Bullet, Nick's wildcard at number 2. And Sam's wildcard, Caliber, is still in at number 1. What are your first thoughts?
I think it's squeezed. I think it's in the top 5 for me.
Yep.
I think I liked it more than Would You Rather.
Yep.
I think I liked it more than The Discovery.
Okay. So we're talking Catfight.
I
put our 2 weird films together. That's what you're doing.
I'm putting this below Catfight. I think
I would rather have it above it. As a film, this is a better film than Catfight.
Disagree.
Wow.
Disagree.
Really?
Yeah. Catfight is.
They're both batshit crazy. They're both going to be frontrunners for that award. They're both stupid, but this is more entertaining. This is more fun.
Catfight.
Catfight is the new Fitbit.
Catfight is this on mushrooms.
Or is this Catfight on mushrooms?
No, this Catfight
This is more fun than Catfight. Catfight at times was tough.
Oh yeah. Undoubtedly. Yeah, Catfight is at times was a tough watch, and it went places.
Yeah.
And for me, that it took more risks. It was more surprising.
It's really difficult to pick between them because they're both really unique. There's nothing out there like either of them. They both took a lot of risks. They both have an amazing cast. They're very similar films in that way. I just think I enjoyed it slightly more than Catfight, but I guess I can put it underneath.
Yeah, you owe me one, so...
Do I?
Yeah.
Since when?
Because I graciously did not put a hard argument in for my wild card being at the top. I'm pretty sure you owe me.
You would never have won that argument. There's no way Lost Bullet's better than Caliber.
Okay. I think putting this being in the top 5 is more than fair because there's no fucking way I thought it's where it was going to be before I watched it.
No, not at all. It is not the film I expected it to be, but it's good. It's good fun. Yeah, 4th.
I feel like I've got Christmas madness.
It's not even Christmas yet.
I know.
Still got 4 days at work. Ugh, still got 4 days at work.
5.
Oh, are you working Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that sucks. That sucks. Do you want to pick next week's film?
Yes, which will be in 2 weeks.
2 weeks' film. Let's pick the first film of 2021.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you want to get from the first film of 2021? That'll be our 3rd year of podcasting. The 3rd calendar year that we've podcasted in. Coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Amazing.
That's mad, isn't it?
We'll be toddling.
That's madness.
Probably already are. I can't remember.
You've had 2 of them.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want? What do you want from this next film?
Let's have something moving.
Something moving?
Yeah.
More moving than this beautiful love story of furries and big feet.
Yeah. Cryptid love.
Okay, I'm going to hit the randomizer. Are you ready?
I am.
It has picked a film called Swiped.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what Swiped is?
I don't, but I can pretend.
Go for it.
I am saying it is a comedy about internet dating, as in like you would swipe right.
Ah, I like your style.
Okay.
And you are correct.
Am I?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Amazing. I genuinely didn't know that.
No, it genuinely is. It says...
is it a comedy as well?
Yep.
Brilliant.
James, a college freshman and computer genius, is enlisted by his womanizing roommate Lance to code the ultimate hookup app. But when James discovers that his divorced mother is using the app, unexpected consequences ensue.
Okay.
It's a 12, and it's a romantic comedy.
Oh, we've not done one of them for a while.
Remember the last romantic comedy we did was Sierra Burgess is a Loser.
Was it not Results?
It might have been Results, but I want to talk about Sierra Burgess is a Loser for a minute, because Noah Centino's in this.
Oh, he's like Mr. Netflix.
He's Mr. Netflix romance. He plays Lance. Would you like to know?
In that guy's future, sorry, just before you go on to that, in Noah Centino's future, he is definitely, when his looks have started to go a little bit, but he's still quite good looking.
He's going to play me in a film of me.
No, but although I would pay to see that. He is just going to make a career out of exactly that shitty type of Netflix Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Where he plays the jock coming back to his small town to find love.
I think you're right. He's actually made a short comedy film this year.
Right.
And it's entitled Noah Centino Will Do Anything to Become America's Top Heartthrob.
Okay.
Apparently, it looks quite good. It's 6.2, that is, on IMDb. Would you like to know what Swiped is on IMDb?
Yes, please.
3.5.
Oh, hello. That's
really low.
Pretty low.
I'm excited for this. It's from 2018. Kendall Ryan Sanders is in it as well. I'm just looking to see if anybody else.
I don't know if that's a male or a female.
It's a male.
Okay.
Here's a random one for you. George Hamilton's in it.
Okay. Cool.
How random's that? Yeah, so go out and check out Swiped. And in the meantime, check us out on Instagram and Twitter, which is both at BOTS_podcast, Facebook.com/bottom of the stream. The brand new website is www.bottomofthestream.com. I say brand new, it's been there for a while now. Where you will see every episode we've ever done. You can listen to it right in your browser from that very site. But every stream table we've ever done, there's loads of other good stuff on there. There's some merchandise on there that we'd like you to buy. You can go to Patreon, patreon.com/bottom of the stream, where you will find early access to episodes, bonus episodes. Nick does a newsletter every so often. You get a wild card if you come in at a certain level. There's still 3 wild cards to play this season.
Yeah,
as we're coming to the second half of the season now, they need to get played.
Yeah.
And yeah, check it out. It's only a couple of quid a month and it's well worth it. And you can also join us on Discord. The Discord link will be at the very bottom of the show notes, and we're building a bit of a community up over there now, and it's quite good fun.
Yeah, come and join us. You can chat with us and we can talk about, well, all sorts.
All sorts of random shit.
Yeah, come and find us in Discord. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
If you can't do any of that, though, please spare a couple of minutes to leave us a review on Podbean, on Podchaser, on Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you can review podcasts. Maybe you could dress up as a furry.
If you want to.
And shave some of your fur off and write a review in the shed hairs from your furry costume.
I thought you were going to say write it on your bare chest. That's weird.
Anything you want.
Do whatever you want.
But it's Christmas.
What you should do is have a really good Christmas. Have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. Christmas morning, we'll have an episode out. It's the bottom of the burrito. It's going on for 2 hours long. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. And then we'll come back in 2 weeks' time to talk about Swiped.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas!